All right, you remember this thing? It haunts me in my dreams because it seems like we can never get it 100%. It goes home, and then after short order, it comes back with the same problem. Blowing this loop line that lets the pressure off when you start it. So, I never got a chance to do what I was going to do, which is put it on a bush hog and, start tearing up stuff till something blew. And I know they need it for their auger. They could use it for that job, and it will run the auger fine because you run it for just a little bit, shut it off, it cools off, and you go again. And it'll run all fall doing that. So I'm going to pull out that pressure relief valve. We're going to check it one more time and make sure, what's going on, that nothing else broke. And if that's all good, we're going to slap it back together. We're going to set the pressure a little bit lower than what it should be. And then I'm going to send her down the road and let them use it to their heart's delight. And hopefully our problem will be solved and this will not happen anymore. Because I sure can't figure out what in the world is going on. This time, well, I'll explain more in a minute. So here we go. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man. And this is a very early 1755. In fact, it was regarded as the first one sold in our county. Whether or not that is the way it was, I wasn't there, but that's what they claim. And it is a very early one. Like I said, when I started working on this years ago and did something, I looked up the serial number, and I want to say it's one of like the first 300 made. It did not have a breather here. I put that in later. And there's just a lot of stuff, earlier stuff, 3/8 bolts instead of 1/2-inch bolts here. So it has, who knows how many tens of thousands of hours on it. Probably 20, 30,000 hours. I don't know. They used the heck out of this thing. And over the course of its life, I think I have been through almost every component on it. I've worked on the engine. I've worked practically gutted the transmission working on that stuff. Hydraulic unit, hydraulic valves, you name it. Over the years, I've seen more of this than most people. So our persistent problem is that it keeps blowing this line. And every time I think I got it, it goes back and it works for a good while. And nobody has any trouble with it until they decide they want to do hay with it. And every time they hook it to some type of hay tool, it blows that line. It doesn't matter if they're wanting to cut hay, rake hay, whatever. It seems like every time the tractor hears hay field, it decides explosion. So, yeah, I put a new line on it. I'm going to give them that this time. Kind of a little warranty gesture there, I suppose. And we're just going to try it again. And like I said, last time we found broken shims in there, and I would think that, that was our problem. And it was for a while. It was working great, but now it came back. The pressure was higher than what I left it at. So the only other thing I'm wondering is if somebody is messing with them when it sits away from home and they're just turning screws and stuff. That doesn't really seem likely, but at this point, I'm grasping at straws because I don't know what else to say. But what I'm thinking is maybe, possibly, what caused the problem this last time. This compensator was dripping. Drip, drippity drip. So it is possible that maybe one of the people who worked there thought they would mess with it or whatever to see if they could get it to quit leaking. That's possible. I don't know. But anyway, I have had this all apart now this last time, which I've never done before on this tractor. But I thought I'd take it apart to make sure that it was nothing strange going on in there, and it's not. Everything looked fine. And I put a new O-ring on it, and there she sits. So before they take it back, like I said, I'm going to pull that priority valve out one more time and see. I still have the gauges still in from the last time I filmed when it was here and we put the line on. You know, it's been sitting here all summer and I've meant to do some type of job with it, and there just hasn't been time or anything for me to do with it. So it just didn't happen. But like I said, they can use it on the auger to their heart's delight, and it will probably never ever get hot enough to blow this line because it just sits there, you know. I, for a long time, suspected that maybe it had something to do with the steering. Maybe that there was a collapsed hose in the steering or something, and, you know, it was the action of driving it down the road that heated it up enough to its breaking point. But then I think the last time it blew, they never even really took it down the road. They hooked it up to the hay tool and drove it, you know, across the road to whatever, and I don't know. So, like I said, our plan here is check, make sure it's okay, set our pressure. I'm going to set it a little bit lower because they don't need full pressure to do what they're doing with it anymore, you know. And we're going to see if that makes it last longer than it has before. And then if it comes back again, I might just move and pretend I don't live here. I don't know. Not really. I want to figure this out. It's not just about, to me, fixing something necessarily as much as it is, I would like to know what caused the problem to make it do that, because that's how you learn things. And this one has just about tested me in every way, and I just am, I'm very puzzled is what I am. So, but like I said, it's got so many hours on it that absolutely anything's possible. Maybe it's something we can't see inside is worn enough and it's letting oil bypass and heat up, but I don't know. Short of starting to take off major components and change them, I'm kind of lost on this process. So, like I said, I've yapped enough. Let's take this out one more time and see what we find. Okay, the telephone once more distracted me. And I bet I'm not going to be able to get this like I wanted again. I want to try to catch most of the oil that drips out of here, if possible. Well, or not. We're going to have one of those days. Or I should say, we're having one of those days. Okay. Let's not get mad right away. Let's save a little bit for later. God! I know it looks oily, but most of that is from when that hose blew last time, and everything's been sitting here coated. I really need to clean it up again before we send her back. I mean, each time it's come, we've made it better, but we just haven't hit the magical whatever it is that's really biting us in the ball sack. Alright. Also, I burnt my thumb a while ago working on that little Freddy the Fiat, so it's very unpleasant. That's what I'm saying. How much is it gonna leak? All of it. Okay. So, let's flip her over this way. No broken spring. No tore up shims. No ball problem or anything. I see nothing that makes me think trouble. Okay, well, Ah. Okay, now I need a rag. All right, you pile of iron. Your day has come. I'm going to say the secret mechanics incantation, and you are going to never be sick again. At least not with this problem. Actually, I need to say the secret mechanics incantation. This problem will never be what haunts you again. Everything I have never touched will fall apart so that I get repeat business. But not this particular thing. That's what we want. So, yes, we can have other failures that aren't my fault that way. He gets to come back for that. You know, something that might make me money. That's what I'm... The viewer sent me those new fittings for that gauge, and I'll probably regret it because it'll be today it'll explode, but I'm not going to unplumb that just to set this now. I'm going to leave this set up in, and the next time I rig up one, I will use his new fittings. So if you're watching, viewer, I am thankful you sent me those, and I will absolutely use them, but it will be the next time I have one apart. I'm not taking this apart just to put another one right back in and then take it apart. I mean, that's just the way it's going to be. So, I suppose I'll get a screwdriver. I'm pretty sure I have it turned way, 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 way down right now, just to move it around here. But we're going to set her back closer to where she should be. The thing that's so frustrating about this is, this thing runs like a top. It runs perfect. I mean, now it's going to make a liar out of me because we're on camera. No, it's because he wired in a different type of neutral safety switch. I never remember that. He wired in the kind that hits the clutch pedal so that they didn't get run over on the ground. Set right there. That's about 2100, and we're gonna try that because last time I think I set it at like 22 and a half, somewhere in there. I don't know. But we're gonna turn it down to there, mainly because also we're gonna remember that this was crossways and this divot was down, so we're gonna pay special attention to all that. And if anything changes, then we're going to, you know, call foul or something. But I don't have any, the way this is, for some reason, I don't have room to put the hole through. I guess I could go down through this crossways and drill or something, but it's not worked out. Whatever. My other one, I worked it out where I could just drill through the slot, but I don't know. We'll just look at it and remember, because it's not really going to vibrate. It's not going to vibrate higher. If anything, it'll vibrate looser, and they'll know when it leaks all the oil on the ground, but I've never had one really do that. Some of them are pinned and some of them aren't. So I'm just going to leave it like it is. It lasted all that time before. It's not leaking now, so that should be handier. So we'll pull this gauge out, and I got the plugs still sitting here on the old frame, or floorboard, I should say. Like I said, it just doesn't make sense. There shouldn't be. I shouldn't have this much issue with this particular tractor, but when they start getting high hours on them like this, anything is possible, and you just don't really know. Some of the most terrible times I've had with tractors are ones that have 10,000 hours or more. It just seems like there's so much stuff that can go wrong. You know, maybe if a guy would get an actual something to get that out instead of just a piece of crap needle nose pliers, you know? Yeah. Okay. Yep, come on. Let's be ready here. Let's be ready to flippity flop. So we don't lose a ton of oil. Alrighty. Another quick hose job here. Just to say she's clean. That way when we see it next time and it's all coated with oil again, we know. I mean, really, it is dry compared to what it's ever been. So everything we did last time has really helped it, because it is not oily at all, like back in any place. So it's just this one line that seems to be our issue. Yeah, well, I think we're going to call that acceptable, and we are going to call him, and I'll park it out there where they can get to it, and we will send this back, and it can go on auger duty for this harvest season. And like I told him, if it acts up or something happens, I'll get it back this winter and we'll figure something out, because it's got to be something simple. I mean, at this point, or something that, I don't know, maybe not simple. Maybe it's got to be something that I can't see that in theory is simple, like something internally wore out, like a seat inside one of those valves or something. But it could probably use a little more hydraulic oil, couldn't it? It's got, yeah, I'll have to tell him that, because I don't remember. Maybe I didn't buy hydraulic oil and charge it to him. Maybe I just dreamt that. Maybe I put some in that I had and whatever. So, although it was probably totally low, so it probably took more than what I used. But anyway, we're going to say that this is fixed now. We're going to send it on down the road, and then I don't have to worry about it for a while until he calls and says it exploded. Then I'll worry about it some more. But until then, I'm going to say sayonara to this sucker, because I just don't know what else to do. I really want it fixed, because his plan, as far as my understanding was, once we got it all ironed out mechanically, he wanted to have it painted so that his dad could see it all painted up. So I'm hoping that that will take place. But, you know, what more can I do for it? It's just silly that it's the same thing every single time, you know. So if they use it on the auger, it'll probably last forever. But we will see. As always, if you enjoy my videos, give them a thumbs up. That helps out the channel, and it doesn't cost you anything. Leave a comment. Tell me that you liked it, or tell me that you hated it. Tell me I'm a moron. I really don't care, but anything that you say helps us out too. So thank you again, as always, for watching, and I will see you in the next one.